Welcome to Community at Home on this July 7th, 2020. I was able to take a little bit of a trip vacation last week, and so that was fun for our family. Went to Yellowstone for the first time. Spent a lot of time in the Grand Tetons. Amazing, spectacular. There's not a whole lot of words to describe the beauty that's there in God's creation. And this morning I was reading in my devotional, and it's a book from the book of Isaiah, and it's talking about the mountains singing out and the mountains praising. And man, I just remember back and picture those Grand Teton mountains and thinking, man, they are singing some serious praise because they are absolutely beautiful. If you've never been, I really encourage you to go. I want to read a couple of passages of scripture. I'm going to read from Proverbs, and then I'm going to read from Matthew. This is in Proverbs 18:19. It says, an offended friend is harder to win back than a fortified city. Arguments separate friends like a gate locked with bars. And I'm going to read from Matthew chapter 5 in the Sermon on the Mount. Jesus says this. He says, you have heard that our ancestors were told, you must not murder. If you commit murder, you are subject to judgment. But I say, if you are even angry with someone, you are subject to judgment. If you call someone an idiot, you are in danger of being brought before the court. And if you curse someone, you are in danger of the fires of hell. And this is the next part. This part's the part I really want to focus on. So if you are presenting a sacrifice, going to worship, at the altar in the temple, you are set and suddenly remember that someone has something against you. Leave your sacrifice there at the altar. Go and be reconciled to that person. Then come and offer your sacrifice to God. This past Sunday, I was presenting some things, and I made a statement. I said, I'm not proud to be an American. I'm thankful to be an American. And it has come to my attention that has offended a lot of people and has bothered and has hurt some of you. I've had a couple of really good conversations with some people that I've been able to get some clarification on where that hurts come from and where that offense has come from. And I just want to deeply apologize for saying I'm not proud to be an American. If I could do it over, I would not say that. I give you my promise, my word, I won't ever say that again. Now that I understand so from where so many people are coming from. My heart in that, my goal in that was to focus on being thankful to be an American, blessed, honored to be a part of what I believe to be the greatest country in the world. So I just want to say I'm sorry for that. That was not my intention to hurt anyone. It wasn't my intention to make anyone feel bad. That is not what I'm about. Don't want that at all. I was trying to help us see that we need to be grateful for the place that God has placed us. And I know that I used the word and said a phrase that just, in some ways, even kept some people from hearing anything else that I said. And I sincerely apologize for that. And like I said, I'll give you my word that I'll not ever say that again. I won't say that privately. I won't say it from a stage with a microphone for sure. And so, I want to be real clear on some things. Some people may thought that does Marty love our country? Of course I do. I love our country. That's not what I was trying to say at all. In fact, I have an order into our HOA to see what is the proper way for us to display the American flag on our new home. That's something that we've done wherever we've lived. My daughter, key decoration piece in her bedroom is the American flag. So I don't think that. I don't think anybody thinks that, but I just want to be really clear that's not. I'm grieved by the things going on in our country. I'm grieved by the lack of information. I'm grieved by the lack of historical knowledge. I'm grieved by the vandalism and the tearing down of statues. I'm grieved by so many things. So I'm not trying to, I just hope nobody heard me saying or thought I was saying that I was ashamed of America or ashamed of being an American. Not that at all. I was simply saying that I wanted to say that I'm thankful and blessed and honored to be an American. But I know I used a phrase that set a lot of people that hurt you, and I'm sorry for that. And like I said, I'll give you my word. I will not ever do that again. I've learned that lesson. We all have our stories, and we're all coming from different places. And I know some of us come from very patriotic places, and many of you have served in the military and served our country. My father did. My father was in the Navy 4 or 5 years ago. I got to take my dad to an Army-Navy game, which was a highlight for us, kind of a bucket list thing for us to do. I love being American. I'm so thankful that God has allowed me to do that, and I will protect our country, fight for our country, pray for our country, and I've learned an important lesson. So I hope that you receive that from the place that it is intended. Speaking of praying for our country, and this Wednesday night, tomorrow, from 6:30 to 7:30, we're gonna have an old-fashioned prayer meeting, and we're gonna live stream that for those of you that aren't comfortable being in the room. For those of you that are comfortable being in the room, I'd encourage you to come to be a part of the face-to-face time. I'm not going to ask anybody to pray out loud, so you don't have to worry about that, but it's going to be a guided time of prayer. There's going to be some scripture reading. There's going to be some times of prayer, specific things to pray about as we go through that. And then we'll pick up with our study in the book of Acts in the next week when we do that. So I know I love Proverbs. I read Proverbs all the time, and an offended brother is hard to win back. And if I've offended you with that, please know that that's not my intention. It was not my heart. I'm deeply sorry for that. And I'll certainly do better with choosing how I'll say those things in the future. So other than that, I miss you guys. I hope to see you soon. Hopefully we'll get past this COVID thing sooner than later, and we can get back to somewhat normal parts of life. So we'll talk to you soon.